Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Centerlyne TV. I'm your host, Alec England. As many of you may already know, we mostly deal with clients that come in with a small part-time job with social media, which means that they probably don't have a huge social media presence to start out with. That's what we specialize in. So, one of our main obstacles in this whole industry of starting up social media profiles and presences is how do you get followers? How do you get people, how do you gain momentum on your page? And the answer actually is not that simple. There are plenty of ways that you could do it. One way that I like to do that I've always been doing is to not expect a lot right from the get-go. You gotta give something to get something. I mean, it's like a lot of investors, I would assume, say, is you got to spend money to make money. It's the same here. If you want to get likes and follows, you got to give likes and follows. In fact, oh man. In fact, I'm working on a company's Twitter account right now that when I started out, I want to say they only had something like 14 followers. And that was mainly because, though they had all the content and they had all the promotions and all that kind of stuff on their Twitter page, they didn't go out and like. They didn't give anybody else anything. They didn't let people know that they were on Twitter in the first place. Once you start doing that, you see results. You see 10 new followers in a day. You've got to establish a presence not only with your content, but with your noise. And by noise, I like to think of it as really anything that you do on social media. It could be posting anything, it could be liking something, it could be favoriting something, reposting, regramming, retweeting, all that kind of stuff. But it could also be following new people, following anybody on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, anything like that. As long as you're letting people know that you are there, someone is going to follow you back, which really kind of gets the ball rolling. It kind of ends up being like a snowball type of effect. That if you can get 1 to 5 followers, they will probably eventually repost the content that you put up, which means whoever's following them is going to see that as well. And once their followers see whatever they reposted or regrammed or retweeted or anything like that, once they see that they did that, they will see your content and see that you were the original poster, which means they're probably going to go and find you and most likely follow you, or go straight to your source, your website, or something like that, if it's linked properly, and buy your products and your services. I see some people, especially on Instagram, asking basically for a like or a follow for a follow. And I think you all know what that means. Basically, it's if you follow me, I'll follow you, which is one way to do it, but it's not that authentic. It's kind of like buying YouTube views. I like to think of it as, if I give you $1, will you give me $1? No one's really gotten anywhere. Another approach that I see a lot of people do is they bombard everybody else with likes and follows and all that kind of stuff and personal messages to the point where it gets annoying and you don't want to follow that person. I see this with a lot of individual social media users that follow a brand or a company. They'll post so much stuff and like all of their things in hope of some weird happening that somehow they're going to get some free stuff from that business. To me, the most logical thing that you can expect from something like that is a blocking. Now again, this applies to those businesses and those people that don't already have a large social media following. If you're trying to get the ball rolling, there's got to be some kind of sacrifice. There's got to be some likes and some follows given, but keep it in moderation. You don't want to create a new page that has no content on it yet and start following everyone that you see, because you're not going to be viewed as very credible right off the bat, and that just completely tarnishes any hope that you might do well on social media. This, among a lot of other things, is what we do at Centerlyne. We take your business, basically, and create you a website and create, literally from the ground up, if need be, a social media presence for you. If you have any questions or any concerns or you need some help or anything like that, feel free to contact us. Follow us online at centerlyne.com or on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.